I'm thinking today of the contrast that we see in the Gospels between light and darkness. I've experienced darkness a few times that come to my mind as I think about this. I remember in high school, I was just for fun in a haunted house, kind of a thing at Halloween time, and there was a maze where you had to be down on your hands and knees, and it was pitch dark inside there. That was a scary place, trying to find my way through that maze and get out to the end. And it wasn't until we got close to the end that we could see a glimmer of light. Darkness can be a very scary thing. And when I'm talking about darkness like that, I think back to when years ago we had kind of an amateur darkroom for developing film. And the test of darkness was to turn out all the light and make sure every light possibility was blocked, and then be in that dark for like 5 minutes. And if you couldn't focus on anything, you truly had a dark room that would work. So dark. And yet darkness can be very scary. You know what it's like to be stumbling in the dark at night. You get up and you're afraid that you're going to run into something. In the New Testament, darkness and light is contrasted with life and death. John opens the Gospel of John by saying about Jesus, the incarnate Son who came into the world, in him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness cannot overcome it. And so I've been thinking about Jesus' claim to be the light. Jesus uses expressions like I am a few places in the Gospel of John. And so I'm thinking today of where Jesus said in John chapter 8 and verse 12, it says, when Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Jesus says, I am the light of the world. By putting our trust in him, we move out of the darkness and into the light. And in the same way, he's saying by trusting in him, we move out of the realm of death into the realm of life. And it's a life that he's talking about, not just being physically alive, but to be vitally alive. The Greek word is zoe, and it means a truly spiritual life that is invigorating us from within. It's what he called the abundant life in John chapter 10. And so Jesus says, I have come that they might have life. And here he's saying, I am the light of the world. The one who follows me will not walk in darkness, but will walk in the light of life. And so I trust that you have stepped out of the world of darkness and into the light of Christ. And so then when we live in the light of Christ, we're asking him to shine his light on us so we see perhaps any areas of darkness in our life. And we don't want to be living in those realms of darkness. And so Jesus made wonderful statements about that. And I'm thinking again in John chapter 12, where Jesus says, walk while you have the light before the darkness overtakes you. Whoever walks in the dark does not know where they are going. Believe in the light while you have the light, so that you may become children of light. And that's a wonderful expression, that he's inviting us to not only walk in the light, but to be children of the light. And therefore, we're also called to reflect that light of Christ into our world. And I trust that we can be that as followers of Jesus. And if you've not put your confidence in Jesus, I invite you to do so that you can live in that light, which is truly the life that God intends us to have. It's an eternal life that begins now. Not just something we get when we die, but it's a life that we can have today by putting our confidence in Jesus, the light of the world. And so may God bless you.